Alright, my name is Jocelyn Jones. I'm going to give you a class on how to change the tires. Some of y'all probably already know how to do it. Some of y'all probably don't do it right. And some of y'all probably just don't know how. They never seen a spare tire being changed at all. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start off with all the items that you're going to need to change the tire. You're going to need your jack. You're going to need a lug wrench. You might not have one of these. You might have a winding jack like most of us have in our truck. It looks a little something like this. Or you may have a 4-way lug wrench that looks a little something like this. Either or work. Now, if you happen to have locks on your wheels, you make sure you have your lock. Because if you don't have it, you're not getting the wheel off. Alright, if you happen to have extra protection, just in case it's dark outside, make sure you have some kind of reflector to help yourself out. If your car is on the hill, try to get it off the hill because you don't want it to roll. Other than that, put your brake down, parking brake down. If you're taking the front wheel off, have somebody hold the brakes if you can. If you don't have anybody, do the best you can. Alright, first thing you're going to do is when you take the tire off, you start to unloosen the lugs with the lug wrench before you jack the car up. It makes it a whole lot easier to take the lugs off because the tire probably just spin around in the air. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up some lugs like so. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this jack under the car. Some people's cars have a little area or a little lip to put it under there so you don't break anything under here. So we set this jack in place. We'll jack it up. Make sure you get your tire at least 2 to 6 inches off the ground so you're able to take this tire off with ease and it's not rubbing the ground. Alright, next thing you want to do, get your 4-way and continue untightening the lugs. See how this tire is spinning? If you don't put your parking brake down, it's going to continue to do that. So let me put the parking. Anyway. Try this at home, especially. I used to work in a rim shop. But we used air guns. It's a whole lot faster and easier. Voila. Next thing, come on, about tire. For those that ain't never changed a tire, you don't know where your tire is. 9 times out of 10 it's in the trunk unless you have a truck. It's probably under it. The pad, you see a spare tire. If you don't have one, you should get one. But what we're going to do today, safety purposes, we're going to put this same tire back on. What you want to do is, you're going to make sure you align the holes with the studs. So sit down where you're at eye level and put the tire back on. Once you put the tire back on, you're going to start putting these things in by your hand. Your hand tighten so you don't cross thread. And you put them on in a star pattern. So if you start in this one corner, come on. Skip to the next. So it's pretty much like doing every other one. Still only had 4 on there in the first. Hey, they tried to bust my locks off. They got one. 1 out of 4 ain't bad. It's a safety thing. Alright, next thing we gotta do is we're gonna tighten the same way we hand tighten in a star pattern to keep from stripping your lugs and stuff. Once you start getting them tight in there, you can lower your wheel so that you can adjust fire from there. Don't tighten them too tight because you want it to be centered on the hub so that when you're riding, you don't feel some kind of knocking or hear some kind of noise. Make sure you follow the star pattern still. Alright, now that I got them almost all the way tight, I'm going to lower the jack, put the car tire back down on the ground. Be careful with it. You want to take your car up, kind of like mine. And you continue to tighten the rest of the stuff up. Don't tighten them too tight, whereas you can't get it back off. And for those that don't know, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. So if you don't know how to take it off, go in the left direction, loosen it up, right is tighten. And that's how you take the tire, put all your stuff away, make sure you don't leave anything. You want to run over no crowbars. Anybody got any questions?
Good class, I learned something.
All right.
I'm spinning the tires in the hand.
Shortcut. Get it.